Hey guys, Bailey here. I hope Chapter 5 finds you guys doing great. Sorry for the long wait on Chapter 5, but I can definitely guarantee a chapter a week for the next few weeks, and things are finally starting to get interesting with everybody. Lots of new characters, plus all your original favorites. Want to do a shout out to Alyssa McCabe Artwork for beautiful illustrations. Please like, subscribe, and share to show Sarah your support. And without further ado, this is Chapter 5. Jaden woke to what sounded like the police kicking down his bedroom door. Jaden! A tiny voice roared, punting a pillow across his room and knocking most of his supplies off his desk. She tore open his blackout curtains, sunshine beaming through his bedroom. Did you leave this on my bed after I left this morning? Belle asked furiously, holding up a letter. Jaden jumped up from his bed, hopping into his Battaglia sweatpants. What? No, what's wrong? He asked, drowsily. Ave never came home yesterday, and then today, when I got back from the library, I found this on my bed, she said, fighting the urge to rip the letter to pieces. Read this, Belle demanded, crumpling the note into Jaden's hand. Jaden unfolded the letter and stared at it, perplexed by what he read. Belle, I'm sorry I just took off without telling you. There are some things I needed to take care of. If you lose your way, look to the steeple. Love you. B.O.S. Young Lee, 55 Fishing Way, Ashbury, Gareth, Asere. Blood over everything. Avery. After interrogating everyone they knew on Avery's whereabouts, Belle and Jaden had no choice but to head north for Belle's first shoot. Unanswered questions, bouncing about in both of their minds. Are you all right? Jaden asked, breaking the silence on their drive down Dune Drive. Dune Drive was the main roadway connecting the 4 states, running clear through each state of Asere. Jaden looked at Belle to see that Avery's note looked weathered, like she'd fought the page for the answers she was searching for. I heard you've been speaking with Asia. That's really good, Jaden said, excited that Belle had been taking an initiative with Battaglia. Asia is Battaglia Clothing Company's head designer and became obsessed with Belle the second she saw her. Yeah, we talk fairly often, Belle answered, disinterested. That's good. She's really talented and we're lucky to have her, Jaden said, unsure of why he was rambling compliments about a girl to the girl he wanted for himself. You will love Harper, too. He's a great guy, Jaden said, trying to shine the spotlight onto Battaglia's photographer. Belle remained silent and deep in thought, absorbing very little of what Jaden was saying. Thick rays of the sun warmed the Longwood Acres estate, cutting through the forecasted evening showers. Longwood Acres was fully bloomed in all its glory, the beginning of butterfly migration, having just reached the property. Longwood Acres is 5 acres of forest, meadow, and the primary habitat to the annual glass-winged butterfly migration. Belle Giordano, you're finally here! A girl's voice screamed out amongst the sound of battering butterfly wings. Aish! Belle exclaimed, assuming it could only be Asia, Battaglia's lead designer. Asia had long black hair, dark skin, and several piercings about her face. She was beautiful and let off an urban vibe, and when Belle had read her emails and letters, her voice sounded exactly how she imagined it would. Look at you! Asia screamed, wrapping her arms around Belle. You're even prettier in person, come on, Asia insisted, pulling her toward the stone stairway to the estate. You'll have plenty of time to wander through the butterflies later. Now we've got to get you ready, Asia added, breezing past Jaden. See you. Try to have fun, Jaden said, smiling at a fearful-looking Belle. Aish, he boomed, before the girls even hit the stairs to the estate. Yeah, Asia replied. Go easy on her, will you? Jaden asked insistently. Don't tell me how to do my job, Jaden. I don't tell you how to do yours, Asia said, sassily. Also, don't hate on girl time, she added, dragging Belle through the mansion's pillared entranceway. Wow, Belle gasped, touching every piece of furniture she passed. It's beautiful, she added, admiring the mansion. Similar-looking glass globes to the one she had seen in Gloria's living room lined the halls and wind along the main staircase. A cool 12,000 a night, beautiful, so chop chop, darling, Aisha insisted, giving her an encouraging tap on her backside. What, 12,000 for one night? Belle asked, choking on the words. It's butterfly migration season, love, Aisha pointed out. Believe it or not, that's the family discount price, Aisha said, realizing how clueless Belle was to the amount of money they were working with, partly in thanks to her inheritance that Avery invested. Belle couldn't help but wonder why Jaden's uncle wouldn't let him use his place for free, but decided she'd ask Jaden herself later. They passed picture after picture of Cipriano heirs, old and new, and right around Jaden's grandfather, they dipped into a studio-like spread room. Cherrywood floors spread the room, brawn panties with some accent jewelry hung from the front of a mirror. Geez, is that what I have to wear? Belle asked, staring at what looked to be lingerie to her. Sure is, Aisha confirmed, laughing. First things first, drop your drawers, Aisha said, trying to ease Belle's tensions. Belle quickly undressed, slipping into a pair of sheer and diamond underwear. She couldn't help but realize that Jaden didn't miss a beat of her revoking her dress restrictions. So you know the theme is regenerative, Aisha said, tightening the straps of a matching bra to Belle's back. Yes, so migration season, butterflies, I assume, Belle replied, staring herself down in the mirror, her jaw open. Aisha pointed at her proudly to confirm, when there was a double tap at the door. In walked a skinny boy with messy, light brown hair and a British accent. I'm Harp. Sorry to barge in on you like this, but Aisha and I have been dying to meet you, Harper said, extending his hand to Belle. Harper, Battaglia's photographer, might have been thinner than the rest of the boys, but he was no less powerful in his presence. Plus, we'll all be living together soon, he continued kindly. I'm Belle, she said, standing in front of both of them, feeling naked. You look stunning, by the way, he finished. Harper gently intertwined his hands with Belle's grip at her waist, guiding her fingers to her sides for a better look at her figure. Very nice, he said to Aisha, looking pleased. Harper caught his eyes wandering down her suspenders and quickly pulled them back to Belle's face. All right, let your hair down. Let me see you, Harper insisted, reclining back in his chair. Belle took her hair down, letting it fly free as it was. That won't do, Harper said bluntly. She's only half ready, Aisha insisted. Listen, I've got this. Get out of here, she added, annoyed by Harper's presence. Since when do you do hair and makeup? Harper asked, smirking. I don't, but I can, Harper, Aisha said, insulted. Anyway, Brenna's cat died or something. I told Jay I could handle it, Aisha explained. I'll send her out when I'm done with her, she added, trying to give him an incentive to leave. All right, I'm going, Harper said, walking to the door. Hey, where's Eve? Harper asked, looking to Belle. I don't know, she replied quietly. Harper looked at her intrigued, leaving on his own will before Aisha threw him out. Boys, Aisha said, brushing Belle's hair out. What had felt like hours to Belle had passed, Aisha coating her face with layers of makeup. All right, let me see my finished masterpiece, Aisha said, pulling the chair out from under Belle. With thick diamond suspenders holding up her barely there bottoms, Aisha coached Belle one last time and sent her off, through an aisleway of oaks, into the butterfly migration with Harper. Later that evening, Aisha snuck up behind Jaden, putting his final approval on the pictures of Belle's shoot for a Siren style. How'd she do? Aisha asked, too intrigued to care if she'd interrupted him. Harp said she just stood there and killed it, Jaden said casually. Oh, and you weren't there? Aisha asked pryingly. Or you just don't have a comment on that, Aisha added, grinning. I thought she was perfect, Jaden said, lowering his eyes guiltily. I figured as much, Aisha said, pointing to her favorite picture of Belle in his hands. Anytime you want to come clean with that, I'll be here waiting, she added, smiling. Aisha knew that Jaden had sworn off women years ago, but never knew why until Frank let it slip last time she saw him. Now that she had seen Jaden with Belle firsthand, she's observed herself that he looks like someone is holding his puppy hostage every time she walks by. To Jaden's misfortune, everyone can see his adoration except for Belle. Often, the painfully obvious slips by those who are grieving, and Belle was still grieving the loss of her father. Hey, she seemed a little twitchy about Ave. What's that about? Aisha asked, wondering why one of her bosses wasn't there. He just took off, Jaden said, not sure what he should share and what he should keep to himself. Does he know you're here with her? Aisha asked, interested. Of course he knows, Jaden replied, considering admitting his feelings for Belle to Aisha just to get her off his back. It's an unspoken understanding between me and Ave that anytime he jets, I'm responsible to look after Belle, Jaden explained, feeling privileged. You know that means no slipping into her bedroom at night, right? Aisha asked, jokingly. Yeah, thanks, Aish, I know, Jaden said, heading to the door. Hey, I have to go grab dinner with Harp and an editor from Saren's Style to hand over our work, Jaden said, turning around to Aisha. See if you can keep track of her while I'm gone, Jaden said, putting the pictures in his hand at Aisha. No problem, Jay, Aisha called after him, not realizing what she was getting herself into. Aisha sat sewing a dress for Belle's next shoot when Belle rushed in, clutching her high heels. Well, your first shoot was absolutely perfect, I heard, Aisha announced, putting down the dress. You're done now, you can relax, sleep in tomorrow, she added, hoping to make Belle feel more comfortable. What? Belle asked, relieved. Harp said we definitely got the shots. He and Jay are out to dinner right now with one of the editors from Saren's Style, Aisha said proudly. So I'm done. I'm free to go? Belle asked, clarifying. Yeah, of course, but aren't you going to stay for brunch tomorrow? Aisha asked disappointedly. She hadn't even been in the room a minute and was already planning to take off. What would she say to Jaden after she had just assured him she would keep track of her? Aish, I've got to go, Belle said, ripping the diamond suspenders off of her. What? Aisha asked, watching the worst-case scenario unfold right in front of her. Easy with those, love, she said, reaching for the suspenders. Avery took off and left me this ominous note. I've got to go find him, Belle said, searching frantically for her clothes. Where could you possibly go at this hour? Aisha asked, realizing it was nearly 10 p.m. Listen, you have to tell Jay for me that I had to borrow his car, Belle said, trying to tear off her undergarments before realizing Aisha glued them in place to keep her covered up. Looks like I'm borrowing these, she said, jumping into her favorite jeans. Before Aisha could process a strategy to talk her into staying, Belle was gone. She ran down the cobblestone driveway, half-dressed, buttoning her flannel shirt. She brought nothing with her except a gut feeling that she wished she didn't have to carry for the long drive ahead. Hey guys, Bailey here. Hope you loved Chapter 5. We have some new characters, Aisha and Harper, both of whom will be living at the house with them when they move to Jericho to do Battaglia full-time. Jaden's trying to just pull his feelings in line, and Belle's just driving herself crazy, trying to figure out what Avery's been up to and what he's doing and where he is. Please like, subscribe, and share in support of your fellow Sarens. Thank you guys so much for your support. It means everything to me. And good night and God bless.